What has disappointed you since you came back to Albania? Like, what has happened sort of in society or media that you weren't expecting that has made you sort of feel, why did I come back for this?
I didn't say that, actually. A part of me stood in Italy by then, but I made up my mind. I said, I'm here now and I have to work things out. So I decided to devote myself in journalism. I'm not saying that I have done great big things, but I did.
What stories have you worked on as a journalist which have, stayed in your mind the most?
The first job, but as I said, at the Albanian Telegraphic Agency, I covered the Chronicle News.
Yeah.
And there were some murders, high-profile murders, attributed to the organized crime that impressed me. It was the murder of a police officer in 2006, in August 2006. And what terrified me, let's say this in italics, was that the police gave a lead to keep the journalists quiet. But later that lead became clearly it was not the case. It was not the case. And then I felt a little bit of disappointment. Besides, by then, our editors wanted me and my colleagues to investigate the issue. But since it was a high-profile murder, it was very difficult, very hard to investigate it. Only journalists with, let's call it a strong name in journalism, they made it to write something about it.
But it's scary as well when you start poking around in these when you start asking questions about this kind of thing. Did you ever feel threatened or fearful?
No.
No?
I mainly tried the police officers to gather some information, but they were not keen to talk to me.
No.
Once I had a clash with a police director, I said to him openly, why did you tell this to the other media and not to us? And he, very angry, said, I'm not going to tell things to you. I have my own preferences.
Not very professional. What was the outcome of the case?
The case was passed in the tribunals for too many years. Later, the material assassin of the police officer was condemned, was jailed for life. But I think that let's call them...
The person who made the order.
Yes. They were not...
No. It's like my colleague was murdered in 2017. She was a journalist. And now, like when we were reporting on her murder, and investigating a bit, it gets scary because it's, these people are killers. And now the hitmen, the assassins have been condemned, they're in prison. The person who gave the order is in court process. But we know that there is someone above him that will not face any consequences anytime soon. No, in Malta. Daphne Caruana Galizia. Yeah. So she was murdered with a car bomb in 2017.
Yes,
the people who set the bomb and did the detonator, they're in prison. And then there's a big businessman, Jorgen Fennick, who he's under trial, but they're really dragging the process, But we know who gave the order, but they will not.
Same as in the case of Slovakian journalist Jan Kuciak.
Yeah, Jan Kuciak. It was just after Daphne.
In Britain, Veronica Guerin.
Yes.
Despite it was a
long time ago. Yeah. I mean, this is often the way, they have to put someone away, but we never really get to who was behind it. We know.
Sure,
Everybody knows, not everyone, but the people who have done their work know, but it's sensitive and it's not going to be resolved anytime soon. But that's scary, you know, because I remember she was my editor, and I used to write controversial things. I used to criticize, I used to, you know, and then you get hate, you get death threats, you get criticism, you get people threatening your family, which happened to me at that time. And I never really took it very seriously, you know, especially as I would see Daphne doing the same and getting even worse, and she continued. And I thought, you know, well, if she continues, then I continue. And then when she was murdered, and you think, oh my God, like, this can happen. People can actually retaliate in this way, you know? And it kind of,
If you go too farther, they may react. And in the case of Daphne Caruana Galizia, she had gone beyond every, let's say, limit to denounce the corruption in the highest levels of the government.
Yeah, and she was right. She was right as well. Everything that she said over the years has since come out in court cases, in like various, you know. So she was right all along. But even here it happened, you know. I used to write investigations. I used to do like corruption sort of work. And I remember it got to a point that I had plainclothes police at my house because I'd had people following me, you know, and I'd asked for protection for a bit, and I had a young kid, and I was like, enough now. Like, it's not worth it, you know? I've done 10 years of this. I've had a colleague murdered. Now I have crazy people outside my house. Now is enough, you know? So
even the Italian famous journalist Roberto Saviano, a while ago, he said somehow he regretted what he did with his bestseller, Gomorrah. He said, I destroyed my life, but I could have told the story in another way.
Yeah, exactly. And I had Fatos Lobonia in the studio, and he was saying, I was saying this to him, and he was like, yeah, but I've had the same and I continue. And I was like, but that's your choice. And also, you're not a mother. You're not a single mother, you know, so it's different. Everyone has to make the choice which is better for their life, you know, because things can go real. What you write, what you say, it can come back in real life.
Consequences.